believe in myself, because if you don't believe in yourself, no one will. And I'll tell you how. I was not speaking like this a few years ago. I was this kind of guy who used to walk. Yani ukipata watu kwa room wanaongea unanyamaza tu. But I realized that I needed to be bold. And as you stand here, I'm asking you to be bold, such that when I look at you, you look at me. You don't look down. You begin to believe in yourself. So through high school, struggled a bit, but by the grace of God, I cleared high school. In January, I cleared school in November. In January, very fortunate, by the grace of God, found a job in this city. And it's not a job that people say you're overworked and underpaid. Mine was reverse. You're 18 and 19 years and you've got money. Yani mpaka nilikuwa naona hii flow iko mbali sana, hata nilikuwa natembeaga tu hivi. Yani wewe unaona wewe ndio kila kitu. Having been raised in the city, I knew how cool people talk. I knew how cool people walk. You know, cool people, they walk with an attitude. So when I went and I started, we started working, I joined the cool guys. Who are these cool guys? So I thought, these are guys who knew then where today things gonna happen wapi. You're 18 years, you have money. No one is asking you pesa yako unapeleka wapi. Do you know my first salary, I blew it within two or 3 hours, gone. But this is what happened. In school, I thought the Bible ilikuwa CRE. Immediately after biology, because ilikuwa theory, kuna wajamaa walikuwa kwa fence wanangoja kununua vitabu. I sold my Bible and converted it into a liquid form that I drank. The next time I needed a Bible, I was so desperate in life. I'll be giving you my story as I go on, and why you need to identify your purpose at a very, very early age. First of all, let me ask you, because I'm an audience participatory speaker. What's your dream?
My dream is to become a doctor.
To become a doctor. Wow. What's your dream?
To become a lawyer.
To become a lawyer. Interesting. Nimekunyima mic, shika basi. Unataka kuwa nini?
Cardiologist.
Cardiologist. Oh, cardiologist. What's your dream?
To be engineer.
To be an engineer. Do you know when I was your age, no one asked me that? I was just growing and becoming. And you know, when you're just becoming, you can become anything. As a matter of fact, can somebody read for me that? Can you see? The ones who can see, it's not everybody who can see. Read for me, read for me, read for me.
God is nowhere. God is nowhere.
God is nowhere.
All of you can see.
God is nowhere.
God is nowhere.
All of you can see. Who thinks differently? Who can see something different?
God is now here.
Kuna mkate imebaki, huyu jamaa apewe mkate ingine. Can you clap for this guy, man? It depends on what you sow. You see? It depends on what you sow. And I don't judge any one of you. You see, life responds to the way you see things. And many of the times we are negative, we are pessimists. Meaning, when we see things in life, we judge them in a negative way. What do I mean when I say this? Many times when something happens to you, you have a negative mind that this is happening to me because of this and this. We never sit down to just gaze and understand what's the best thing that can happen under the circumstances. Now that you have seen that, after about 6 or 7 years, something happened in the company that I was working for, and I lost my job. First of all, is it kila mtu ananisikia when I talk English? Ama tuna need Kikuyu facilitator? Mko sawa? So after about 6 or 7 years, I lost my job. Guess what? I had no savings. Why? Nilikuwa na operate kutoka kwa nikipata pesa wallet counter. No money. I left my parents' home when I was 20 years because at 20 years I could basically support myself. Well, very fortunate when I look at my age then. But I lost my job. There is where reality checked in. And for the first time in my life, I was alone. I had no savings, I had no education. Why no education? After form 4, mimi niliona wale wasanaenda kole au ni mahasla, nikawawacha. So most of my age mates, when they were going in school, where was I? I was working. And I thought my little money, I was working in an insurance company. You know what happens in an insurance company in a claims department? Kama gari ya mtu imegongwa, so unaenda kwa insurance kureport na kupatia form unajaza. Alafu juu wewe pengine unataka gari yako imalizwe haraka, unaniachia kaso 5 ama katao. So ulikuwa unafikiri watu wangapi walikuwa wananiachia hivyo ati ndio nisukume. Unajua tu wa Kenya ndio watu usukumie mtu haraka. Yet it is my job. So in the evening I could find myself with some money here and there. One day I went home to visit my mom and I thank God for my mother. She asked me one thing. Unaendaga church? Nikamwambia mom, unajua hata kanisa mimi shule hata sikuwa naenda CU, nilikuwa naenda Cathon juu kwa sababu inaishanga haraka. Wakati my friend Namsasi was asking ni wangapi walikuwa naenda, ilikuwa ni nini weekend challenge? Mimi nilikuwa naingoja juu ya kuona madem. Because I knew other schools would come in. That's what I'm saying. You guys are very, very fortunate. Anyone who has asked you to come into this forum, they love you. They love you so much because they are building your future. So my mom gives me a Bible and he told me, wewe enda nyumbani nataka usome Proverbs. Nikashindwa mother anasema nini? Nikachukua majuala unajua alafu watu watao mimi nilihama home. Alafu uhami home mbali sana, sijui kwa nini. Nilihama not very far. Sijui kama nilikuwa naona naweza shindwa kupika ama chakula inaweza isha. So nikafunga hiyo Bible ndio nikutana na msee kwa mtaa asijue nimebeba Bible. Nikaenda home kwa kejamain nikaiweka tu mahali. One evening just seated in the living room, I was very desperate. I didn't know what to do, what where. I reached out, I started to switch up to just play with television channels. By the grace of God, kuna channel moja ya TV ni sijawahi sikiza ever. Nika decide tu acha nisimame nione. Ilikuwa Family TV. My God, I have now forgotten John Hagee. Those who know John Hagee was on television. He was speaking for 30 minutes. I felt like he was talking to me as an individual. And he was talking about relationships and people and how the difference between wisdom and foolishness. And I was like, what? I reached out to my Bible and I opened the scripture that I could see on TV. That's the day that began to change my life. In that about 7 years, I came to realize I have buried about 8 of my guys who we grew up in the city. Mkona msee, sijui mnawaka wapi, msee mnachana 12:30, anasema sijui ameenda Thika, sijui kuangalia nani. They don't arrive. Asubuhi napigiwa simu, umesikia story ya Deno? Umesikia story ya George? What happened? They passed on. Today as I stand here, I know my friends are not here, but I say it because God has kept me. I'll continue telling young people of what God saved me from. Today as I speak, I have 2 of my friends who go to Kenyatta for dialysis because of liver complications. These are because of drug and alcohol and substance abuse. Today as I stand before you, from my head to the toe, God has kept me. I'm clean. I am a father of 2 daughters. The other one came about 4 months ago. Sasa ukiona na kausingizi ni ukweli. Jua tulalagi. Kelele. But it is well. My first daughter is 7 years now. And you see what God is a God of humor. He knew how I used to toss girls around. Now you know what he did? Amenipea wangu. Sasa vile ulikuwa na deal na wengine, ndio hata wewe deal na wako. And nowadays naangaliaga nikiona tu chali yote anajaribu kuongea nao kadem kama miaka 7. Boss, ukimbia na usiangalie nyuma. And I speak to the young men in this room. Anything you do to a woman, you will pay it back before you die. Now, move story forward. So, I give my life to Christ in my living room, desperate. A friend of mine reached out to me and he told me about God. And I was wondering, what is this guy telling me? Mi nilijua tu God alikuwa anajenga stars na heavens na clouds na job yake iliisha. What business na CRE yangu? Bible niliuza juu CRE limemaliza. Kwanza unajua hesabu mimi ni drop nikiwa class 2. Mimi nilikuwa nangojaga tu double PE. Nikisikia ni double PE, hiyo afternoon siwezi kosa kwenda class. So, moving forward, I learned to reach out to God. And I'm here today as I talk about purpose. Let me begin by saying this. You cannot understand yourself. Do you know why you cannot understand yourself? When you do not know the purpose of something, what happens? Assuming you don't know the purpose of this biro, what happens?
You misuse.
Nini inaweza? Kuna mkate ingine? This guy needs another mkate. When you don't know the purpose of something, you do what? You abuse it. Now, let me tell you how I was abusing myself. You see, when you don't know the purpose of this table, you stand on it. Is that right? Kama mtoto mdogo. I didn't know that God had gifted me with a mouth. And I was using my mouth the wrong way. Kazi yangu ilikuwa ni kelele usiku na kukunywa vitu kali. But when I understood how God has packaged me, God began to show me what is inside of me. And even you, deep down your heart, you don't know who you are. You did not create yourself, so there is no way you can know yourself. You reach out to the person who created you. He's the one who can tell you, hiyo tumidomo unaendaga unajiangalia hivi kwa mirror, si kukupatia za lipstick. He begins to show you hizo miguu zinakaa poa. Wewe Charlie manzi hizo makifua bigi. Siku kushoza kwenda kuonesha wasee. Kuna kazi yangu nataka ufanye. By the way, kuna sababu wewe ukuzaliwa siku ya Lodwin Craft. Kuna sababu wewe ukuzaliwa siku ya World War. God aliangalia 2017, 2020, 2030. Akaona kuna kitu fulani need mtu kama wewe. That's why we live in the same generation. Una imagine kama nani angekuwa anaishi leo siku za Methuselah. By the way, who is the oldest person in the Bible that you know? Is who? Is Methuselah. Is there anything you know about Methuselah apart from he lived the longest? Don't be that person. Yani wewe ujulikane tu wewe uliishi sana, hakuna kitu kingine tu watu tunajua. Ulizeke hapa duniani. You need to reach out to God and ask God, why is it that you have created me? I'll be giving you about 5 E's that each and every one of you must master if you want to become the best of yourself. 5 E's. I am not here to play games. I am here to fight the devil. I am here to help you pull your future so that the future can become what you see in your mind. You envision as you're seated there. I don't want you to use your eyes to look at me. I want you to use your mind and look at me. Because there are so many people who have sight and they don't have vision. I want you to see and you use your mind to see tomorrow. That dream that you have, and I'm asking you, I'm also an author of a book that I call Don't Throw Away Your Dream. I want you at your eyes, use your mind and see your dream. Can you see yourself in that dream? Can you see yourself 5 years from now? Can you see yourself 10 years from now? Can you see yourself? That dream that you can see in your mind, you have to become a different person so that that dream comes alive. Otherwise, you'll be like most people. You will be talking about the people who have succeeded or people who have lived their dreams. Let me go on. Proverbs 14:27 says, the fear of the Lord is a fountain of life, turning a person from the snares of death. I have no doubt that God pulled me out from the snares of death. You cannot be having your friends, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all of them, I've buried them, I've carried their caskets. But God has pulled me aside and He changed me so that I can come and speak to young people. This world has 8 billion people. 8 billion as of right now. Do you see that photo? For the ones who can see that photo, what goes to mind when you see that photo? And by the way, when I give you the microphone to talk, don't worry, I cannot embarrass you. I am giving you the microphone so that we can talk to each other. All right? Is that okay? Give me a high five. Is that okay? So when I give you a microphone, don't worry. It's because I want us to learn. We are here to learn. What can you see? What do you think you can see?
A mountain.
What else?
A person standing next to the mountain.
probably play the role of a prophet right now. What do you think is going through the mind of that man? Anyone? What do you think as that guy is trying to look at that mountain? What is going through his mind? Anyone? By the way, all answers that we share in this room are correct. So let's talk to one another. You're looking so serious.
Something.
I like it. This is what happens. Many of you who want to be what you want, you must understand that you must learn how leadership works. Leadership works when you begin to learn to talk in front of people. You know, I was not like this when I began to talk. I told you I was a very fearful person. But you know what used to happen? I started going in front of a mirror and looking at the mirror and saying, "Good morning, you good-looking thing." And I would smile and I'd come back and I'd say, "Man, I like the way you're looking." And I don't care when I go out. If the people I meet, they don't like me, so long as I like myself. That's what matters. No one can bring me down. So when I give you the mic, I am giving you an opportunity to showcase your leadership skills, that you don't fear what others will say. And when you begin to celebrate yourself, the world has no choice but to celebrate you. When you begin to believe in yourself, the world begins to believe in you. So you are that person, and the mountain is the life that you can see. Does it, when you look at your future 10, 15 years from now, do you sometimes worry? Let's be real. Do you? You do, right? Because of what goes around. Unasikiza news manze, huyu sijui alikatwa masikio, huyu sijui ameibiwa nini, huyu ma leaders wetu wameiba do ngapi, sijui wapi, KCB mashimo zimechimbwa, do imeibiwa. And you're like, you wonder, nambwa ni kwe daktari, madaktari wamekuwa on strike, sijui manasi wamekuwa on strike for 6 months, hakuna mtu anashughulika. Does that worry, does your future worry you? So, this is like how your life is. And many people, including grown-ups who are 60 years, 70 years, this is what happens to them. They look lost, confused, they are unsure of where they're going, they are bewildered, they are disoriented, they have given up, they are disillusioned. Why? Do you know why people feel like that? Because people have not identified their purpose. This is what I'm asking you to do. And in the 5 E's that I'll be giving you, I'll be speaking to you particularly on the place that you are in your life right now. Do you know that you told me your dream is to become a scientist? Do you know when you become your scientist, the rest of your life, people will call you a prof or a doctor? You understand what it means? So when you call a dream, you're basically talking to your future. As a matter of fact, let's do this, all of us. I know women don't have a problem to do this. Men are the ones who find it very challenging. Just do like this, like this. Women have no problem. I have seen men struggle. Whether you are 8 years or 81, I've seen them struggle. Put it on top of your head, on top of your nose, on top of your left shoulder, then on top of your chin. I said chin. Where's your chin? Where's your chin? This is your cheek. Where is your chin? Yes, this is a cheek. So what happens? Where's your chin? Where's your chin? Okay, can you kindly just stand up and show these guys where your chin is? There's something. You're right. That's why I'm asking. If you are wrong, I would not even have bothered to look at you. All right. This is the chin. You see, many times we don't follow what people say. We look at people to see what they do and we copy them. You guys just copied me and you copied the wrong thing. Look at you guys. And that's how the world is wired. We don't listen to instructions. We try to copy others. Because why? Because they look cool. What is going on through your heart right now? This is a guy that I listen to. He's called Zig Ziglar. He's or Natha. He says, to be a winner. Let's all read that, the ones who can see. He's called Zig Ziglar. To be a winner, you must plan to win, prepare to win, and expect to win. All of you here, I am assuming you want to be a winner. Is that right? You have work to do. What makes you unique? What makes you unique? I want to play a video. If I...
Sandra, não, acho feio. Você não tá filmado aí, acha bonito. Tá vendo? Você tá falando.
What life lesson, let me ask, life lesson did you pick from that video? And please, let's talk. Tuongee tafadhali. Would you want to say something? What life lesson did you see that you can share with me? You can talk Kiswahili or English. Ni lesson gani ya maisha umeona hapo? Your fight. Good.
Even if you are too weak, you can succeed in life.
What's your dream?
To be a footballer.
You are thinking like one. Thank you very much. What other thing could you have seen, a life lesson? Anyone who could want to share? Either what I'm teaching you, you don't know, or you know everything. Anything that you would want to say? It's a very quiet class. You want to say something? A life lesson. Yeah, jaribu. Kujaribu ndo kuweza.
No matter how big we become or our body size, no matter how big it is, let us not undermine the small one.
Hiyo si kujaribu, ni kuweza. Now, I'm talking about purpose today, and if you do not know, yani hiyo dogi haijui hiyo ni dogi. Haijui inaweza uma hiyo kuku tu na ikufe saa hiyo. And you know, many of us on the inside, we are built strong. We have so much inside of us. At school, some people, I have seen people struggle. Unakuta ati mabeste wako wana stress, wachana nao bana. Hii dunia ina watu 8 billion. What are 2 people? Watu wawili wanakataa kuongea naye ati juu ni mabeste wako. Halafu unashikwa na stress, hata huwezi kula food. Hao watu wengine 8 billion utawafikiaje? Anyone who leaves you, by the way, you need to tell them bye bye. Afadhali hivyo umeenda mapema. You need to understand who you are, who God built you to be. And you do not let anybody undermine you. And every day as you sit there, you need to think the best of yourself. When you're talking about football, go and look for photos for the best footballer and see yourself. In fact, sometimes kwa nyumba wewe kwa unatembea tu hivi. Wachana watu waongee, wewe tembeaga tu hivi. Why? Because you're a doctor. I mean, you're a footballer. That's your dream. Wewe tembeaga tu kwa hao. Wacha watu wasemage msee amefunguka. Wachana nao. Scientist. Jaribu kitu unaweza fanya. Mpaka mtu akiona anashindwa msee. But let them see your dream from a very young age, all right? You saw what happens to the hen or the cock, whatever. Self-belief. By the way, which is the most feared animal in the animal kingdom? I told you all answers are correct here. Even if you say monkey, no one will laugh at you. You said what?
A lion.
Lion. Anyone who has a different answer?
Hippopotamus.
Hippopotamus. A different answer?
Alligators.
Alligators. All right. Awesome. All answers are what? They're correct. But let me ask you, whether the hippopotamus the cleverest? Is the lion the fastest? Is the hippopotamus the what? The cheekiest? Why do we say the lion is the king of the jungle? Why? Because of something that we call self-belief. Kujiamini. Kujiamini. Na sasa what you need to do is even you. Unajiamini. Hii maths na chapa D+, na chapa D+. Begin asking for help. Wezi kuwa unapata PE kama mimi. PE. Alafu ikikuja physics. Kuna kaldika na chungulia hapo hivyo. You ask for help. Unajichocha, unajiamini. Unatupunika. So this world has what? I told you 8 billion people. Now this is interesting. When I learned this thing, I stopped being the person that I was. And I started walking boldly. Can you imagine that no one who has ever lived, who is living now, or will ever live in the millions to come, will ever look like you? Okay. I know I know some of you have been taught home science or biology. Do you know what happens during biology? During conception, unaona? Vile mulifunzwa. Mi wacha nitumie vile mulifunzwa. Can you see what happens there? Can you see it in the mind? Give me feedback, talk to me. Can you see during conception what happens? Millions of those things are dropped there. Millions of those things. But kuna ile zinaanguka hapo zinashindwa huku ni wapi, kwani tuko wapi, kwani ni nini? Kuna ingine nasema huku ni kupoa. Kuna kengine kanajua mimi nimekuja hapa juu kuna mission niko nayo. Kuna mtu lazima aumbike hapa leo. We are told according to biology, ni wangapi walifika? Ni kamo? Hako ndio give me the characteristic yako kamoja. Characteristics I mean watu wa Kiswahili naitisha usaidizi. Characteristic kama jina ingine ndio waweze kuelewa. Unaelewa characteristic? The what? Sifa, is that right? I don't know. Ni Swahili. Tabia zake ama kijinsia zake. Characteristics. One of them that I can tell you so that we can be in line. It was the fastest. You agree with me? Give me another one. Now there I know you can talk. Tukiingia mambo ya biology, majibu ikosagi. Give me another one. Anyone just say something voluntary. Say something. It was there. I have given you fastest. Another one. Strongest. Brilliant bana. 11/10. Another one. Another one. Courageous. Brilliant. Another one. Cheekiest. Yes, absolutely, because it had to see how it is going to navigate. Remember those things, there are how many? Millions. So it had to be wise to be cheeky how to navigate. Another one. Pardon? It had a mission. We anataka sani mbili. What she has said has a mission. Do you know all those things that you have said they describe? The one that ilifika huko mwisho. Whom did it form? You. You are the one who was formed. That's zygote. So if you won the race of millions, nani anakuja hapa duniani kuambia ati unataka kuwa pilot? By the way, kwenyu kuna scientist? Hakuna. Kwenyu kuna putibola? Hakuna. Wewe ndio unataka kuvunja rekodi. Alafu unakutana na watu wanakuambia ati wewe huwezi. Watu kwenyu sio wanakuaga tu makanga wa rongas juu wapi, alafu unataka kuwa footballer. Hiyo US make. Remember, unawakumbusha mimi nilishinda watu 1,000,000. Actually, between Usain Bolt and David Rudisha, who is the fastest? Between Usain Bolt and David Rudisha, who is the fastest?
Bolt. Rudisha.
Both.
Una meno sasa?
Bolt.
Unajua sasa anasema both. Bolt, eh? Now let us do this. Let's come back to class. Let me ask you, switch the roles. Usain Bolt anakimbiaga 100 meters, si ndio? Mpatie masafa marefu. David Rudisha ni mtu wa kutomoka masafa marefu, si ndio? Mpatie mbio fupi, wakutane. Who is going to win? Who is going to win? Why? No. You see, what these two people have done, they have identified their race in life. Na Bolt akajua mimi masafa mafupi fupi, hiyo siwezangi, akaondoke. And the other one. And what you need to understand at this period of life in your season, identify which is your path. Identify your journey. When you find yourself, ukikaa tu ujisikie mimi yenyewe ni footballer. Hata ukiamka asubuhi ukute ulipiga mablanketi mateke. See yourself like that and find your place, because when you find your place, when you talk about rugby in this country, who comes to mind? Rugby. Humphrey Hayange. Who else? When you talk about football in this country, who comes to mind? Victor Wanyama. These are people who have identified and have done what? Pursued their purpose. So I have already explained that millions of those things were dropped there. So nobody should come and tell you that you're a nobody, because you're unique. Your fingerprint, there is no any other fingerprint of an individual like you. That's how unique you are. So as you walk in town, by the way, nikikutana tu na wewe unatembea tu hivi bana. Hata kama hesabu ilikuchapa C-, wewe tembea tu. You are unique. And when you begin to believe in yourself, ukienda home ukiona kioo, manze kwangu unaangalia kioo unasema, "Hey, si unakaa tu fit yani." Yani watu wangekuwa wanajua vile unakaa fiti. Begin to see, because if you don't have self-belief, even when you find your self-purpose, you know what happens? You will begin to have self-doubts. Utaanza kuona, mimi nataka kuwa pediatrician. Kwetu manze, ule mtu amesoma sana ni form 4. You have to have those self-doubts. Let me carry on. Can you imagine this God who, before millions of those things were dropped there, he already, what does Jeremiah 1:5 say? Can we all read together if you can see? I set you apart. I appointed you as a prophet to the nations. Before I formed you in the womb. Kuna zile zinasemanga, before I formed you in your mother's womb, I knew you. Yani before wewe udropiwa kwa hizo mamilioni, alikuwa anakujua. Can you imagine who God is? And you see, many times when I meet people and I travel and I go to places, I see creativity in God. Can you imagine God creating 8 billion people? 8 billion. Na hakuna mtu anafanana na mwingine. Can you see that kind of creativity? He formed you. Whether you are born under a tree, whether you are born in one of the forgotten villages of this country, kama rafiki yangu, unamuuliza kwenye ulizaliwa wapi, jina ingine ya huko Murang'a hata huwezi sema. It is okay. Where you are born is irrelevant. How you are born is irrelevant. I thank God that He was able, that I found my purpose in life. In the next 10 years, hata kama utanikuta nikipeleka toothpicks Meru na avocado Eldoret, trust me, hii mics vitaachilia. Hizo zitakuwa ni ma side hustle. But this is my game. This is my main meal. And when you find this, you are at peace. You need to ask God, am I using my hands more and thinking less? Thank you very much.